Hayabusa is here at the UFC Fan Expo in Houston, and we're giving away 2 limited edition Hayabusa Texas t-shirts. Pretty simple. Go to studiomma.com or mmanewt.sc and name 2 of Hayabusa's sponsored fighters for this weekend's UFC 136 card. Both t-shirts are signed by Anthony Johnson, and if you answer correctly, you have a chance to win one of these t-shirts. Good luck.
There's no way to justify some of the calls, you know? And then some of the things the judges say, like one judge actually said that leg kicks don't end fights. Well, there's been fights that have ended by leg kick. What are you talking about? You watch them? You let Pat Barry kick you in the leg. Tell me that's not going to end your life.
Next question over here.
He'll kill you by kicking you in the legs.
This for both you guys. What is your stance on knees to the head of a grounded opponent? Because what I'm seeing lately is people putting like a finger down, 2 fingers down. What's the difference?
That's a very good point, and I talked about this with Lorenzo Fertitta. He's trying to figure out some sort of a reasonable solution to keep guys from doing this to avoid getting kneed. And maybe the solution is that you can get kneed if your both feet are on the ground, even if it's one hand. Yeah, that might be the solution. That you can't knee a guy to the head like this, but you can like this. Personally, I kind of think you should be able to knee a guy on the ground always, because there should be a penalty that you pay when you shoot a takedown and there's a guy on top of you like this. He should be able to knee you in the head. It's right there.
Pride rules.
It's a real technique. It's an effective technique. Yes. It's like the same. I mean, there's no rationale for why some techniques are there and some techniques aren't. It's like Strikeforce didn't have elbows on the ground. And I see a little bit of that because elbows cut people open, but they're an awesome tool. You know, if you can use elbows, why can't you use knees? I think soccer kicks and stomps, the real problem is when a guy's pressed up against the cage. Because when they're up against the cage, there's nowhere to go. You can't move your head. That's when you're gonna get fucked up. Yeah. Now, I don't think that's good. So I think soccer kicks and stomps and knees to the head are better in Pride because you can move your head through the ropes. So you can't move your head through the ropes of the cage, so it makes things tricky.
My name is Craig Clement. I'm one of the co-owners of Hayabusa, and come this January, Hayabusa is launching the 2012 Pro Striking Series. The Pro Striking Series was developed in conjunction with Sean Tompkins, the coach. About a year and a half ago, Hayabusa was looking to team up with the best striking coach in mixed martial arts. So who came to mind? Sean Tompkins. So we sat down with Sean. A lot of work went into this line. We developed the blueprints. We did a lot of research, a lot of development time, and basically we came to market with something that's phenomenal. Unfortunately, with Sean's passing, we spoke with his wife and got her blessing. She wanted Sean, she knew Sean would have loved that we kept moving with this line, that we launched this line. So that's what we're doing. In January 2012, the Pro Striking Series is launching. So the striking series consists of 4 major pieces. The body shield, again, all designed with Sean, obviously to be able to handle a great impact, be able to wear it and allow his fighters to strike at full strength without obviously damaging the trainer in any way. The same thing, we've got the new micro mitts, so the mini focus pads. Again, they've got an air pocket inside. Great response feel for the holder as well as the striker. The curved tie pads, again, a good size tie pad, nice and light. Great for the holder, great for the guy who's kicking them. And lastly is the briefcase pad, the kick shield. Again, be able to hold it, number of different positions, number of different handles. So yeah, all in all, I mean, there's 4 major pieces, and yeah, it's a full set. They come together nicely, and I think it's what everybody who hits pads needs a set of these.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking my question. Recently, I read the Big John book, and one tidbit in it I thought was really interesting is he mentioned before the fights, when he's met with the fighters, usually he's got a pretty good idea of who's going to win the fight based off the discussion of the rules prior to it. So I'm curious if that corresponds with your experience at all. After meeting with the guys, you usually get a good read as to how that fight's going to go?
You know, no. I go in there, I get some read. I do get a read of the fighters and where they're at, sometimes their mental state and things like that. But it's very hard. I think in this sport, I think it's hard to predict who's going to win a lot of times. You know, at the end of the day, you got 2 men in there trying to take each other's will away, you know? Trying to enforce their will, trying to embarrass somebody on television, beat them up on television in front of their friends and family, and that's a pretty serious thing. So, you know, these guys fight hard. Also, I think another thing about it is every time someone goes in there, they're not the person they were last time. And also when they go in there, even after the first round, I mean, I think that it's such a pressurized situation. People grow and change, and they change either for the better or the worse in the middle of a fight. So sometimes the guy who walked in there is not the guy who ends up walking out. And so, you know, you change in there, you grow. You see, that's one of the things I know what he's talking about. You see maybe guys' confidence or maybe guys where they're at, and you see a guy who's not maybe as confident as the other guy, but then, you know, during the fight, you see that guy, maybe he's about to break, maybe he wants to quit, and then he grows on the spot and decides not to, and changes right then. So the bottom line is, yeah, I'm never able to tell exactly who's going to win.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you, the UFC, myself. Everybody loves you all for showing up and supporting us. Thank you very much for coming.